Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Renegades Sports Podcast. Guess who's doing the intro now? It's me, along with Jake Gable. I'm Jake. I've taken over for you, Jake.
Whoa.
Your time is over. But we've got a special game today. So Jake and I have picked 5 different colleges and universities across the country that do not have the state or the city in the name, and we're going to try and guess if we can name a town close enough, or the exact town where the school is, and see who has the lowest mileage. We're going to total it all up. We're going to be traveling across the country and see who has the lowest mileage left. So Jake is going to be up first. I have 5 schools here. Jake's going to try and guess where those are, keeping track of the distance as well. All right, Jake. So the first one that I have for you is John Hopkins University, Jake.
Oh, man. Okay. First off, if you think we're wearing the same things as last episode, no, we are not. Maybe we are. But John Hopkins University, I'm gonna think out loud.
Okay.
I've heard of it. I've heard of John Hopkins. Not a huge sports school. I think they've made March Madness a couple times.
Yeah.
The name feels Northeast America to me. I might sound like an idiot. I'm thinking in that New England area. I hope Jacob's not. I'm
not reacting. I'm ready to type in wherever you're saying,
all right,
Jake.
It's not Boston. I don't know many cities' names in the New England area. That's the problem. So it could be in Vermont, and I have no idea any city in. So I'll just say Boston and hope I don't get 5,000 miles.
All right, Boston. Let's take a look here, Jake. It is 403.5 miles away from where it is in Baltimore, Maryland. Jake, you were right. It's on the East Coast, but it's below us in Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, that was one that I was kind of, wow, I was kind of shocked where that is as well.
Okay, you know what? Baltimore to Boston, it's not the best, but it could have been a lot worse.
Could have been worse, Jake.
You know what I'm realizing with this game, the ones that are on the edges of the country are dangerous to guess. Because, like, I could guess St. Louis, Missouri right in the middle of the country and just hope. It's not that far away, but
exactly.
I'm gonna stay true.
Okay. All right. So the next one, Jake, is going to be Fordham University.
Okay. Fordham. Another university I don't know much about, but I have seen them in March Madness. I believe they're the Rams.
Got that right, Jake.
Yeah.
We got that right. Now, where are they at, Jake?
Where are they? I'm thinking a little bit more. I think they're north, but I am thinking more Midwest, like Indiana, like in Illinois, like in Ohio. I'm thinking that area. Oh man, this scares me. The city I'm going to go with is Indianapolis.
Unsure, Jake. So unsure. And your unsureness was correct. It's 721 miles. 0.1 miles. 0.1. We're going to be adding all these up, so we've got to get. We're against each other, so I've got to get all the decimal points.
Okay.
Fordham is in the Bronx, Jake. It's in New York.
What?
It's in New York. It's in the heart of New York City, in the Bronx neighborhood.
Maybe I should have known. Yeah. Did you know that before looking it up? I had no idea.
I kind of had a little, well, then again, disclaimer, I also do broadcast in the A10 for LaSalle. I did call a game, so they did have the location of where they were at on like the game notes and stuff. So I did know that previously before kind of researching.
That's fine.
But
you have to know where it is
exactly,
in order to do this
exactly.
Game, oh crap! I'm not off to a good start.
All right, Jake. Oh, hey, there are 3 left here, so you got some time, and of course, I'm probably not gonna be too hot at this either. So, next one is Liberty University, Jake.
Okay, I have a much better understanding of this one.
Okay,
I know the state that it's in. I think. I'm not saying the town yet, but I'm 99% sure it's in the state of Virginia. My friend, shout out Grant if you're listening. Lisa, his girlfriend. So shout out Lisa. Saw them at the Eagle Super Bowl parade, by the way. Random fun fact. I don't know why I'm dilly-dallying. I'm just trying to buy myself time.
Stuff.
Lisa went there, but
BSing over there.
Pretty sure it's in Virginia. I don't know. I need my Virginia geography to get better. I'm going to say Richmond, Virginia.
All right, let's take a look.
I'm just happy that Richmond is in
114.1 miles away, Jake. Okay. You in the right state, though. It's in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Never heard of Lynchburg, so you know what? I think that's as best as I could have done. I'm happy
There you go. The closest one so far, Jake. There you go. All right, the next one on the docket, Jake, is Wake Forest University. Where is that at?
All right. Used to be a huge basketball school. Chris Paul, Tim Duncan. Who else went there? Jeff Teague, I think. Mm-hmm. I believe it's in the South. Where in the South? That's a great question. That's why we're playing the game. It's not Florida, so I'm gonna rule that out. It's not. It could be Louisiana. I don't know. I don't think it's Louisiana. I'm thinking like a Georgia, like a Carolinas, like an Alabama. I'm gonna go somewhere in Georgia, and I don't know my Georgia geography well. Let's go with Athens, Georgia.
All right.
Athens a place in Georgia?
Yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right, Jake. Yep.
I'm second guessing everything now.
Jake, 268.9 miles away.
We like that.
Wake Forest is in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. North Carolina.
All right, I was a little more south than I thought, but I'll take that for sure.
All right, Jake. The last one on the list. A university of an NBA All-Star that we know and love that's on the Milwaukee Bucks. Weber State University. Not that star on the Milwaukee Bucks. The other one, Weber State University.
Lillard. The only reason I know where that is. I mean, not where that is. What Weber State is. Where that is. Okay. Here's my thinking. I'm pretty sure. No, I know for a fact Damian Lillard is from Oakland, California. Shout out Dame Dollar, the rapper. I think that's how I know that. Dame Dollar, the rapper, is also Damian Lillard. I don't know why I had to specify, but I feel like it's going to be close to Oakland. I don't know if it's in Oakland, though, because there's literally an Oakland University. But I don't want to venture too far away, and I'm going to assume he didn't go cross-country to play at such a small school. So I'm being safe here by saying Oakland, California, but I think it might be in a bordering state.
Okay, Jake, Oakland, California. 757.9 miles. Weber State is in Ogden, Utah. So it is a few states away. You got California, Nevada. It is North Utah. Wow. So let's add these up, shall we? We've got all 5. Let's take a look. Got the calculator pulled up here. As we do the math, Jake, what's you're nervous
right now? Yeah, okay. I think this is over 2,000 miles.
Okay, yeah, Jake is pulling up quite a gas bill right now for his travels. A lot of stops, bathroom breaks, and all. Let's take a look. All right, got the numbers added up. Drum roll. I should have gone
more aggressive on Weber State. I knew it wasn't Oakland, so I should have went like Las Vegas.
You said over 2,000, Jake. Under 2,000. What'd you say?
Yeah, I'm hitting the over.
You are over. Money. 2,265.5 miles. 0.5
right, that's the
miles.
Number. That's the number.
That's the number. All right. Now it's time to switch it up.
Boom! I have the computer now with the power of magic and nothing else. All right. My score was 2,265.5. I personally want to jump out of the window right now. I am not happy with the performance. But, Jacob, maybe I can stump you here. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see how you do. We don't have a baseline for this. I've never played this game before. I'm hoping you've never played this game before.
I have not, no.
Maybe I put up a really good score.
Yeah. I think for some of the places you didn't know. For some of them, they were closer, of course, mileage. Maybe we just don't have a good concept of how many miles, truly in a distance. But I think you did a good job, Jake.
Well,
it's solid. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But I'm going to beat you. I am going to take you down. That's what's going on here.
All right. Well, we'll see about that because I am putting in your very first college, or at least the city that it's located in. The college you're going to have to think about is the University of Marshall.
University of Marshall. Now, this is a team, that's been in some. Really, football is where Marshall has thrived. Now, I do not, know.
I think they're in the MAC.
And the MAC. What a great conference. What a great conference. Marshall. The Thundering Herd. Had some years of great football. Randy Moss's alumni. I learned that from another college game that we played. Check it out. So I think I'm going to go kind of similar to logic where Jake was going with some of his picks, where it's a football school. I'm going to venture it down south a little bit. Now, where exactly is this? Got Carolinas, Virginia. I know you brought up St. Louis too, which is one of those that you can kind of go to as a middle marker.
I shouldn't have said that. You're just going to spam St. Louis and get 500 every time and beat me. Actually, I don't think you would beat me with that.
Let's see. I'm thinking here. North Carolina. I'm thinking about. I don't think it's in South Carolina, but I think I'm going to choose it as a safe space. Or maybe I go down to Georgia. This is tough. You know what, Jake? I know it is not here, but I'm going to go Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. Putting in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. You were 482.3 miles off. I'll be honest. I thought you were going to be way farther off, but
okay.
You got the north of Georgia and the south of West Virginia.
West
it's
Virginia.
In Huntington, West Virginia.
Oh, man, I would have not guessed that. I thought it was further south for some reason.
Yeah,
okay.
The further south you kept talking, I'm like, yes, it's in Miami.
Should have gone, Jacksonville for Jake there. Okay.
All right, so first one down.
All right.
Looking a little under 500 right now. You're on around my pace, I think, if you kept that pace up. But the next one you're going to have to find is the Purdue Boilermakers. Where do they play? Where do they locate? Where do they university themselves?
All right, Purdue. Now, I know, of course, that's kind of got the Big Ten. You can kind of guess, a lot of those schools, even though, of course, they've added all of those, the West Coast schools into the mix with kind of UCLA, USC, Purdue. Purdue, I know, is more Midwest. I don't know, exactly where it is, but I know it's not Penn State. We're not talking about Penn State, Rutgers. I have a feeling that is a little bit further west than Ohio State. Now, where do I want to kind of...
Using the conference is smart.
Yeah, just kind of the relocation, even though all the conferences now, like, they're adding people from everywhere. The Big Ten, you've got the schools in the Midwest and East, and then they just brought all of these, like, 4 or 5 schools from California, essentially, and Oregon up there. So kind of using that geography in mind, where do I want to kind of throw the dart at the map here to choose is what I'm thinking of. I'm not confident that it's in this place, Jake, but I'm going to guess Chicago, Illinois.
All right, Chicago is the guess. And Chicago is going to be 123.1 miles away. That's a pretty good answer there.
Thank you.
You were a neighboring state away. It's located in West Lafayette, Indiana.
Okay, yeah.
So, just a little bit off, but I think you'll be very happy with that.
I was thinking of Indianapolis as well, which is what you said. That might have gotten me closer there, a few less miles.
It's a little bit more north.
Okay,
gotcha. Closer to South Bend and Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
So, all right. 2 in, you're doing way better than I did, but 3 left.
Hey,
so
plenty of
plenty of game time. Yeah, plenty of game time. And this one, less of a big name school, so maybe you'll have more trouble, but maybe you won't. Who knows? McNeese State.
McNeese State basketball team is great. I think they're having a great season, leading their conference, smaller conference, but they made it to the tournament last year. Now, I'm thinking it's another one of those schools down south. Whoa. Jake. It's a terrible Southern accent. That's kind of where I'm thinking of again. In that kind of like Georgia, Florida kind of area. Don't know, of course, exactly, but that is kind of where I'm thinking. May have heard it discussed a little bit before. Not exactly where they are, but just kind of the region with the conference that they are in. I'm going to go with New Orleans, Jake. I'm going to go down to New Orleans, Louisiana.
All right. New Orleans is going to be, wow, I thought you were going to be way closer on this. 205.7 miles away.
Okay.
Not a bad score at all.
Okay.
But it's in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Gotcha.
So you got the same state. When you said New Orleans, I was very scared because I personally don't know how close they are together. But apparently they're 200 miles away from each other. But opposite sides. Lake Charles is like Louisiana bordering Texas.
Okay.
There.
Yeah.
So,
gotcha. Okay.
But you're still on a great pace so far.
Okay.
Man, I thought you might pick Florida. You're picking the right ones. You're doing great so far. Maybe I can throw you a curveball here. Marquette University.
Marquette, Big East. A lot of those Big East schools, again, my logic, Jake, as you kind of picked up on, is going with the kind of the region of the conferences and thinking of other teams as well that I know where they're at, like Villanova, Seton Hall as well. They're another, they're kind of on the eastern, side of St. John's up in New York, Marquette. Where is Marquette at? Marquette, I'm not so sure with Midwest. I don't really think Ohio too. I'm not exactly sure of the state, which means I'm just going to kind of, again, I'm looking and throwing a dart here. But for all of them really, but this one especially, I'm not too sure. I'm going to throw a dart at Cleveland, Ohio, Jake. Not because I believe that they're from there. I just think that that's kind of like close enough to the East half, also, but I don't think they're Midwest. So I think that kind of puts me in a good spot with that.
Okay, we'll see how it paid off. This is 434 miles away, 434.5. You were looking for Milwaukee.
Oh, wow. 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 I was not expecting that.
Yeah. I'll be honest, when I looked it up, I thought it was in Chicago. Turns out it was in Milwaukee. Because I knew Dwayne Wade went there, and I knew he was from Chicago, so I just assumed it was in Chicago for some reason. Mm-hmm. But you're in that area.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't think it was that far Midwest. I thought it was kind of closer to the east.
Yeah. All right. Your last one, and I don't know if I did this intentionally, and maybe it's not for you, but for me, this is the hardest one I would have assumed. So saving the hardest for last, potentially. Great. Not the guy that got roasted by Kendrick Lamar during the Super Bowl.
Oh, he's up in Canada. In Canada. I'll put Nova Scotia for that. Toronto. But where is Drake? This is going to be dotted a map. A map is on a dartboard, ladies and gentlemen, and I am trying to throw it somewhere. Drake. I don't know why. I have a gut. I have a good feeling that it is not kind of in the Northeast. I have a feeling that it is kind of not in that Midwest. I'm like thinking southwest or kind of southeast. That's kind of where, breaking up the regions, Little League World Series style, and trying to attack it that way for Drake, because I'm not too familiar with kind of the conference and where the teams are located there. It's kind of how I'm, breaking it down here. Oh man, this again might be way off, but the location that I am looking at, Nashville, Tennessee, Jake. I know that it's not. I have a very, very good feeling that it's not there, but I think that's another, dart that, maybe it's close. Maybe I'm like 700, 800 miles off here.
All right, Nashville, putting it in. Ooh, that was a little farther away than I thought. Looking at 648.2 miles away. Okay. It was in Des Moines, Iowa.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that. Not in a million years.
I would have guessed like South Carolina.
Yeah.
Like somewhere
That's what I was kind of thinking. Yeah.
So, all right. I got to add this up.
Oh, wow.
I think you won, but I think it's going to be close. That last one helped me out a lot.
Yeah. Drake for the win.
So I had 2,265.5. I'm going to pull out the calculator. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that Drake one was making me, The one, I guess, Marquette. Now that kind of you mentioned Milwaukee, I'm like, I may have heard that before when it was said, but not something that I remembered. But yeah, I think this is going to come down to, let's see, what am I thinking it's at? I'm going to give myself 1,800, and
Oh,
I'm going to say it's kind of around there. That's where I'm thinking my total is. 1,800, 860.
All right. I'm about to hit enter, so I don't know the answer. So I had, just for a reminder, 2,265.5. Is Jacob going to beat me? I'm going to hit it. Jacob, your total was 1,893.8.
Oh, wow.
You were in the 1800s. You beat me by about 400 miles. I wouldn't say a blowout, but a sizable victory for you today.
There we go. Hey, this was fun, Jake. We got to do something like this again. Let us know in the comments below, how did you do? Did you know where these schools were? Let us know your thoughts. And I'm the victim. Partying. I got closer. I went under 2,000 miles, but it was fun. Let us know in the comments with your thoughts if you got any of these, right? If you know where these schools were.
Yeah, and make sure to subscribe the video if you liked it. If you want us to try this out again, I'm sure we definitely could. Somebody might need revenge and really wants to beat the other person and is very upset that they lost. Just throwing out hypotheticals here as he's showboating over there.
Yeah.
Gonna get us another trip to the parking lot to fight. Like and subscribe, though. That would be nice. It would make me feel better after losing.
Yeah. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of the Renegades Sports Podcast. And also check us out on socials, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube as well. We are also on Spotify with Jake left out as well. You could check out our episodes on Spotify as well. We're calling each other out all around the block. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. He's Jake Gable. I'm Jacob Smedley. Thank you for watching another episode of the Renegades Sports Podcast.